Alrighty. So Tai Chi for gait and balance. This is the setup that you'll want here. Got two chairs with the backs of the chairs facing in. These act as our support, safety, crutches, supports. And then you have a third chair that you can sit in. And this chair is back and in the middle. So now I've got this space in front to work with. And when sitting on your chair, scoot all the way to the front edge of the chair. Hands comfortably on your thighs, elbows hanging down from the shoulders, head on top of the shoulders, this upright posture. And those three main skills, states that we need to develop with our Tai Chi practice. Zhong, central upright. So you have to make some effort usually to align everything. But then very importantly, Chun One, which is soft, sunken, heavy. So we then find, oh yeah, when I tried to put my body upright, I used tension, usually, force, effort. Now that I'm aligned, let me release that tension, release that effort, and feel a soft quality. And what then happens is that which is sinkable, heavy, goes where it naturally goes. It goes down. So it's not like I have to push down to be well grounded and sturdy. That's the Tai Chi understanding. It's about not holding in us what could be released. So this big emphasis on soft, soft, soft. Yielding, yielding, yielding. Relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. Sounds easy, but it really is not easy because it's such a subtle gesture, a subtle technique of dropping what you're holding on to, much of which you don't even know you're holding. So that's why we have to do these various practices, joint movements, exercises to clean those areas out. To the degree that you can let sink that Chun One, soft, sunken, heavy, to the degree that you can do that, you can create or enjoy Ching Ling, which is levity. So gravity and then levity, this buoyancy through your body. Right? And it's a very nice feeling when we get the experience of it. It feels spacious, so opening up space inside your body. It feels light and buoyant, but it also feels strong. It feels agile, feels like it's got some pop and some power to it. So our opening series helps create this state. In through the nose, expanding, stretching yourself open in all directions, holding that breath in so you're pushing open from the inside, and then with the exhale, soft, relaxed, melting. Feel that descent of some tension through your body. Holding empty for a moment or two. And then when you're ready, a nice long inhale through the nose. Filling the body up, holding the breath full. And then a long, smooth exhale out the mouth, sort of sighing it out. Melting, softening, releasing. Filling up whole. Soft sigh. Melting and releasing. Do that for 5, 6 more rounds. I'm going to just mute everybody. Spotlight myself. just reflect for a moment on, did you do any of this simple, basic practice since we saw each other last, right? I always start class like this with, again, the intention that the little 5 minutes or so that we do it Mondays and Fridays together, that's something, but it doesn't start to have great effect until you spend time on your own doing breath work. Eventually, you're sort of always doing this practice. You're always attending to your breath with your mind, attending to letting that which you could be gripped and holding on to, letting go of it, and also experiencing that lightness. So Tai Chi is happening all the time. You're either doing it well or you're not. And so, to the degree that you start to see, oh, yeah, every moment, every breath, every moment that I'm in a state of my body, which is all the time, I can be practicing Chun One, letting go, sunken, heavy, Zhong Zheng, this uprightness, and this light nimbleness, this soft quality. Now, accentuating that with these first three exercises: slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, arching, lift the chin, look up. So go as much in that direction as you can with an inhale. And then with an exhale, slide the hands forward past the knees, hollow your chest, drop your head round. And then with the next inhale, slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, arching, spinal extension. And slide the hands forward past the knees, hollow the chest, round, drop the head. And again, inhaling. And exhaling. few more. And then just settle back to neutral and take a moment there. Notice Zhong Zheng, central upright. Chun Wan, let go of any holding. So notice, Chris, it looks like your shoulders are shrugged up like this. Drop your shoulders, relax. Yeah, right? So we'll just use Chris as the example. He came back to the middle and he was basically doing this unconsciously. Chances are you also are doing that, maybe just not as obviously. Usually people are, let's say, 1 or 2 or 3% tense. And the shoulders are an obvious one, but it's happening all throughout the body. So either we're holding on to something or we're slumped onto something, where you've collapsed into something. So those are really the two problems that we see in our body: tight and slumped, and usually it's a combination of all of that. We're slumped here and tight here. So all this movement that we do is to correct that towards the direction of this single state of song, soft, supple, pliable. So you are not in a state of song, neither am I entirely, but I have developed in that direction through practice. So that's what we're doing. Next movement, slide your left hand past your knee. Right hand slides back, elbow back, and we turn. Then we inhale to center and turn the other way. Then we inhale to center and turn. Remember, the same goal here is to find the areas where you are grabbing, holding, and stuck, or collapsed and sort of lifeless and stuck. But either way, you're stuck. And either way, this soft but thorough movement of our joint mobilization, Taoist work, shifts everything in that more beneficial, unified, soft, whole direction. So all the movements, the more you kind of, it's like if you were doing archery, you want to know where the bullseye is, right? Otherwise, you're just shooting the arrow who knows where. So the bullseye is this state of soft, supple, liquid. I always use the idea of an octopus, this sort of tentacles. The arms and legs feel more like tentacles than they do robot limbs. Let's come back to the middle, settle to the middle, check in with the three pillars. Central upright, soft, sunken, and heavy, with a lightness and nimbleness effervescent through the body. Then hang your arms alongside you, shift your weight to your right buttock and soft bowing to the right, and then lift your left wrist. That as that floats, the foot can float, and you tip almost off your chair, but don't. And then come back to middle, dangle the left arm down, lean to your left, and float your right wrist and foot. And just find this relaxed seesaw kind of quality. Another way to think of this is like a boat in the ocean, right? The boat keeps its equilibrium not through being stationary, but actually through its capacity for tipping and tilting, but retaining middle equilibrium. So our body basically has that. That's what we're trying to cultivate in this Sung body, is octopus body on the outside with a middle pivot developed in the middle. Hang the arms loose, scapular range of motion, forward and up, back and down. You notice we always start with these basic movements. Like I say, you don't reinvent how to floss your teeth every night. You don't change it every single time, right? You floss your teeth, usually, at least I do, in the exact same order, in a thorough manner to get the junk out of those spaces. So the body is really no different. It's just more complicated. So the scapular movement, we want to do this every day. And we want to do it maybe even later on today for 3 minutes. You just do 3 minutes of joint work just to keep the residue from building up. Reverse. Let's go back, then up, then forward, then down. Underneath, back, up, over top, forward, and down. And by now, again, with the videos that have been available to you guys to practice with these, ideally these are not foreign to you anymore. These should be something that you go, oh yeah, I know what that is, and do it. Right? So if this every time feels like some foggy new experience, well, please spend some time with the videos practicing them so that they're dialed in. You got to get better at the technique so that the technique can have more positive effect for you. Last one there. And then let's bend the elbows and flare the elbows out and all the way up. And then down to your side. And then around in front and touch the elbows, and then down to your side. Twice more. Out and up. Down. Around and in. Down. Out and up. Down. Around and in. Down. Now back. Straight back. And then down, forward, up. And then forward, down, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back. One more time. Down, forward, up. And elbows down by your side. elbows out to the side, one above, one below, wrap, elbows to the side, switch, wrap, side, switch, wrap, side. Remember, I'm saying side, not back. So for this particular exercise, notice how my elbows do not go behind my body, right? So I'm not doing this. I am doing something, though. I'm going sideways, opening this space, and then closing that space, and then opening that space, and then closing that space, and then opening, and then release. Hang those arms loose. Scoot a little bit back. Right knee up, right foot in, and then push. Reload it in, and then set it down. Other leg. Load, push, load, down. Switch, load, push, load, down. Switch. Continue. Foot and ankle range. Straight leg. Point, flex. Point, flex. Then tilt this foot in, out, in, out. Same thing here, right? The videos, we do this every time, so this should not be some foreign practice at this point. Circles, in, around, and out. Reverse, out, around, and in. Put that foot down, switch. Foot range of motion, point and flex. Tilt the foot a little in, tilt the foot out, called inversion, eversion. Tilt, 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 tilt. Circles. And reverse circle. And down. Scoot to the front edge of your chair. Feet step a little wider than hip distance. Let's get our rotation spaces. Lift your toes, turn toes and knees in, toes and knees out. From inside the hip space, we're getting rotation so that there's not just a plaque buildup there. We want a sort of fluid, spacious quality. Legs and hips. And then back to neutral, and then from that same space in the legs and hips, fold. And then sit vertical. And then from that same space, tip back. Right? Sit vertical. Arms hanging loose now. Fold. So when you fold, let those arms dangle loosely. And then sit upright. And then when you tip back, let the arms dangle loosely. Fold. Loose shoulders and arms. Tip back, loose. Find the middle. Now, slide your feet back a little bit. Fold. Arms loose, float them a little in front, and go forward and up, and stand vertical. First gesture when sitting down is butt goes back. Notice I haven't bent my knees. My arms do hang loose. And then this fold happens here, not pushing into the knee joint. That's what a lot of people do. They push down and they jam up the knee joint. It's the butt going down and back. Right? So we want space. We want relaxation and ease through every single relationship in this body. And again, none of us have that. Right? Some more than others, right? Like I've been doing this a while. I also am not really dealing with the Parkinson's issue, so I have different, levels of resistance and impediment. But the same idea is what we're all going for. It's just to say, okay, relax, be loose, and use this loose underlaying infrastructure to move rather than this outer layer of tightness and grip and effort. We got to drop that and then find, oh yeah, there's a whole system of power underneath that the Taoists focus on. Now, don't sit in your chair, fold and sink, sink, sink. Use this to touch the shins or the ankles or the toes or the floor, and then come all the way back up. And then fold and sink and rise. Be thorough with this. Get all the way to where the hips are in the middle, the body is straight up and down, and then be able to go from that straight up and down position to completely folded into a standing fetal position almost, and then rise back up. So that freedom of movement between those two ranges. Now, stay standing. You got your chair on your left. Move in front of it, facing that chair, fingertips touching the chair for safety. Tip your body forward. Notice when I tip forward, I'm not folding my body forward. There's zero folding in this movement. There's just tipping. And then back to the middle. And the same thing, I'm not folding or leaning backwards really. I'm just tipping from my middle back into the heels. Make sure you get to see my feet. Tipping a little forward. Hands on the chair for safety. Tipping a little to the heels. Tipping. Tipping. Now, tip into your toes. Stay in your toes. Lift your heels all the way up. Lower your heels down. Rock back into your heels and pull the balls of the feet up, but make sure you use your chair for safety. No falling. Down, and then rock into your toes and lift. Down. Rock into your heels and lift your toes. Down. Let's do that twice more. Notice that you have a middle. Your middle is the constant. Whether you're in the front of the foot or the back of the foot, or you're going to be in your left leg or your right leg, or folded or not folded, there's a middle that is sort of a constant. So that's what we're cultivating. Now, place your hands on your chair, heels of the hands there so it's nice and sturdy. Walk your feet back. Now we will fold right at the hip crease. Stick your butt back, straight arms. So the shoulders open, the back opens, the buttocks stretch, the legs stretch, basically downward dog. Just hold that shape, wait for the body to allow you to move through that space. You're cleaning out plaque and residue. Now, lift the chest up a little bit. The hips come forward, so you take the pressure out of the pose for a moment, and then go right back in. Hips back, arms straight. Chest up, hips come forward. Now, let's do this in a flowing movement. Inhale here. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, chest lift, hips come forward a little. Exhale, down dog. Let's do that twice more. One more. And then chest up and walk forward, forward, till you're in front of the chair, and then stand up straight under your own power. Turn and face forward, and a couple more little exercises here. So your inside leg should be your right leg. Turn it just 5 degrees out, not a lot, just a little. And put all your weight into that leg, and then put your left foot in front, heel touching with toes up. Left hand on your left thigh. Now, from that same hip crease, hip hinge. and fold. Now your right knee should bend a little bit, right? This knee, my left knee, your right knee, because I'm your mirror. And this leg you keep straight and just slide down the shin, maybe the ankle, maybe you touch the foot, maybe the toes, and then come all the way back up. And then we're going to do that again. If you feel pretty balanced here, take your right hand on your right knee like a little shelf, right? So you're resting that hand there and fold and slide down and then up. And then we add one more awareness of when you go down, take your left hand down the outside backside of the leg, come around the foot and come up the inside to the belly button. So now fold and slide that hand down the outside backside, come around to the inside of the leg, and when you come up, slide up the inside to the navel. Come around to the back, fold. You're going down the yang channels of that leg, come around, come up the yin channels of that leg. That's the flow of the qi in the body according to the Chinese medicine view. The outer backside is the yang channels that go down. And then the inside comes up from the earth to the navel. We go around to the middle of the low back, Ming Men or Gait of Life, down and up. Now, we've cultivated flow through the leg. So rather than thinking of this leg's strength coming from density, think of it coming from fluidity and space. Now we shift into this leg, right? We've got this chair here for safety. All your body weight now into this leg that was just being cleared out, and start in this shape. So tip a little bit forward and take your back foot behind you, toe touching the ground. So just create this, right? Just this angle. It could even be this or this. We just want to create some version of this angle that feels like a bit of a challenge. Now use the chair for safety. This could be your whole posture, but over time, you want to, from your middle, teeter-totter, kind of like a teeter-totter or seesaw, teeter-totter into this shape. Notice how my leg is at the same level as my torso, and then come all the way back to vertical. From your middle pivot, folding. So you're folding at the hip, but it's also this middle equilibrium point here. So we're getting to experience middle equilibrium by putting ourselves through this weird shape change, right? We're changing our relationship to gravity. Now we're perpendicular to the floor, and then we go parallel to the floor. And you can also add this dangling down of the same side arm. And what will be happening for some of you is when you go down, the wrong thing to do is you're going to crumple your spine and try to force your leg up. There'll be this crumpled thing happening. We don't want that. We want to feel long. And again, I'm not long and spacious because I'm so strong and I've got so much effort. It's because of this soft quality that I've got Chunwan going down to the earth. I've got Qing Ling in the body, light, nimble. And I'm just going, and back. So learning to rely on soft, relaxed power. And we're back to vertical. Switch sides. Come over to this other chair. Let's do those two leg exercises. So turn now it should be your left foot, my right foot, but your left foot, 5 degrees out. Put your right foot in front, heel touching. Right hand on the thigh, and then we hip hinge right at the hip crease, like a bow, like we're doing a Renaissance bow. Fold, and then come back up. And again, if balance is feeling pretty good, take your left hand onto this knee like a shelf. Fold and slide down, and back up to standing, and then adding that yang channel, yin channel. So go around the back outer side, come around to the inner front side, come up the inner front side to the navel, go around the belt to the middle of your low back, go from the Ming Men down the outer back side, around to the inner front side and up We're just promoting flow through the channels while loosening up impediments to our free movement of our joints. Remember, this is a jailbreak. We're doing a jailbreak here from the prison of the body. We're freeing ourselves from that. And then let's do that next challenge. Shift into your front leg from your middle pivot, teeter-totter. So the whole exercise could just be here with your foot a little behind, touching the ground. You're tipped forward, hand on chair, you balance. Or you can do the dynamic variation where you seesaw and come back up to vertical. Remember, Chun 1 means soft, sunken, heavy. So let the heaviness go down. Ching Ling means lightness and nimbleness. That's what's left after you've released everything that's stagnant, stuck, collapsed in the body, is a nimbleness, a lightness, capacity for movement. And we're standing. Move back towards the side here. Make sure the chair is in front of you to your right. And then no hands. You got your middle pivot. Like I said, what we're really cultivating is the function of this middle pivot. And we're just coming up with different obstacle courses to go through. So now this one is changing the weight 100, 0, or mountain, cloud, and then mountain, cloud. Separating empty and full without lifting your foot off the ground. That's the key to this one. Is everybody that I work with, the first thing they do when I say empty this foot, they pull on it and yank it up or do something off the ground. So notice that, oh, it's not about that at all. It's about letting the weight get through this soft, loose leg. That's what makes this foot free. Chain. Chain. So just start to really hone in on your middle pivot. This is where you want to reside when you get ready to go about your day. You want to connect to this, loosen everything up, and then drive your vehicle from your cockpit here. Now, stay in your left leg, right foot being empty, float it. So be able to get to the tippy toe. And then put the whole foot down with no weight, and then change. Mountain, cloud. This one's a cloud. Put it down while it's still a cloud, and then change. Mountain, cloud. Down. Mountain, cloud. Can you get this to happen nearly at the exact same time? So that's your challenge with this one is, as the weight's going down, I get to tippy toe. As the foot's going down, I'm letting the weight go down, get to tippy toe. So that's when you start to go, ooh, I see. This is how speed can come back. And if you watch my body do it, there's movement. So I'm not holding myself stiff while I do it, which would make me more clumsy. I got to allow this sort of change. So now we're running in place almost, right? We could get it to where it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, but I'm doing it while loose. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I just want you to see that each of these exercises has levels to it. So even though we're not doing new stuff, there's like layers to experience. So see what level you can get to. Now you can see how fast I'm doing it, but really notice, now I'm going even faster than that. So it's the same exercise, the same looseness, but just added degrees of challenge. The moment you try to go too far, you'll feel your body zip up and tighten up. So then you drop back to the previous variation and cultivate softness, cultivate softness. Next variation, hand on chair, tippy toe. Disconnect, place the foot down, change the weight into this leg. Tippy toe, disconnect, place the foot down, change. Mountain, cloud. Put the foot down while still a cloud, change. Then disconnect, down, change. Then you can see that I'm taking this exercise to another level. How do I do this? It's by letting it get down to the earth, letting it get down to the earth. Not pushing, not grabbing. So just see that that's possible. You don't have to be able to do it, but just see that. Right? Now, hand on chair for sure, so that you can go full range down. Change the weight. Tippy toe, disconnect, full lift, down. Change. Middle pivot. Soft, sunken, and heavy. Not clinging, letting go. And then feeling how in a let go state, the body has the capacity for movement. And down. Now, make sure you're a little bit back from the chair. Put all the weight into your left leg. Put your right heel in front. No body weight. Primary direction is down as you go into the front leg. Step that foot down. And then down as you go slightly back. And then step behind and then down. So again, these should not be foreign exercises at this point because we've been doing them for a while. So you should get comfortable with these ideas so that you can really start to challenge yourself on them to shift. Then you get it to flow. Because at first we're doing it where we're going down and then we sort of come to a stop. We step and then we continue advancing. Same thing here. We come to a stop, step, come to a stop. But walking in reality is like a car going down the street. So, and where it's just gliding. Now, add that stepping over something challenge. So we hand on chair for the first one at least. Lift, lower, shift. Now this back foot, it's got to come up over something. And then down and a little flamingo. Right? And then shift, lift, up, tuck, reach. And it's down, which allows this to come up. The down allows this to come up and safely step. And then it's down, which allows this to be free. Down. So it's the same thing, that this could eventually move a little faster. But the moment you try and go fast using tension, you become clumsy again. So go exactly as slow as you need to keep that octopus body going, training that to be the only system you rely upon. And then finally, hand on chair for full lift, down, shift, and now it's heel, knee, foot, down, shift. That allows this to come up, back, shift. And then this is up, tuck, reach, shift. As the weight goes and stays down, this can come up and down. And then as the weight stays down through this leg, it allows all that. And then down. Up, tuck, reach. Very important is this. You see how my middle stays here, my weight stays here, my foot finds the earth somewhere. Then that's when the advance happens. One more. So I only advance forward when I'm transferring down through a leg. I'm still right where I am, and then now as my weight goes down, that's where the advancing happens in space. Same thing here. Only when I go down. Okay, let's switch sides. Put all the weight in your, should be your right leg, that leg far away from this chair. Put the inside leg out in front. Level 1 walk, just casual as can be. Just shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. This is a good one to try no hands. Just, it's the easiest it'll ever be. Level 2, now you'll want to use a hand, at least for the first one, to test. Lift, lower, shift. Now this back leg, step over something. Make sure I'm on screen here. And shift. Now the weight going down there allows the freedom of this other foot. Weight going down here, staying down here all the way through, even through the reach back, and then now the weight goes there. Straight leg, down. Weight going down, frees this up. Weight going down, frees this up. Weight going down. Weight going down. Middle equilibrium, loose and free movement. And then finally, full lift, down, shift, and then it's heel, knee, foot, down, shift, knee forward and up, back without any weight. As the weight changes, that's when the middle of you advances backwards or retreats backwards. Same thing here. It's when the weight's going down, the body comes back in space. When the weight goes down, the body's moving forward in space. Weight going down, you move forward in space. Down, you retreat backwards in space. Retreat backwards in space. Move to the left side of your room. Turn and face downrange. Put all the weight in that right leg, left foot in front, level 1. Just cruise across the room. Loose. Backwards. Remember backwards? Down. 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 You gotta go down through one leg only so that the other foot is free to step safely. So I gotta get down through the right leg so the left foot is free. It can step, and then down through the left leg so the right foot is free and can step, and then down, step, down, 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 backwards, down. Make sure you're standing up straight, arms relaxed, shoulders dangling. Challenge yourself with the level 2 if you would like to, which is once you've emptied a foot, step it over something. It could be very low, right? It could just be a teeny little lift and step. Or it could be a bigger lift and step, whatever you want to challenge yourself with. But get that feeling of, could I get my foot to step up and over something, which is the same skill for walking up a stair, or it's at least half of getting upstairs, is this lift. Alrighty, turn and face forward once you're at the far left side of your space again, the starting spot. And then let's put all the weight in the left leg, right foot, out, in, out, in. We're going to do that a few times just to separate this open and close at this quad, this hip space. And then put that foot out, leave it out, and we shift, 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 shift. Put the weight through the right leg. Now left foot, in, out, in, out, in, out. Now, in, very importantly, legs stay in. Change, change. Weight change into this leg, so this foot is empty. Weight change into this leg, so this foot is empty. Change, change from the middle. Now, step, change, step, change. Step, change, step, change. Change, change. Reverse. Go the other way. So do that there and back a couple times. I'll be right back. I have to help someone with something. Sorry about that. Okay. And now come to the middle of your chairs on either side and facing forward. And we put all the weight into the left leg, weight going down. So once you've achieved full empty, then all kinds of different movements become available. So let's work on the rotational movement. So turning the leg out, the right foot, but also the hips and the shoulders. So your whole body turns a little bit to face the right side of the room. And then turn back to middle. And then this kind of strange movement, but you want to get good at it too. So the leg internally rotates, but also the hips turn and the shoulders turn. And now we're able to angle towards this corner. Now we want to just switch back and forth. So all the weight stays in the left, and we've got our sturdy connection to the ground here. This is all ching-ling, loose and light, and we just turn with ease. Turn this way, and then turn the other way to the other corner. So we're Opening, externally rotating, and we're closing, internally rotating. Opening, close. And then back to neutral, change the weight. So now make your right leg the sturdy leg. Everything else is ching-ling, light and nimble. Turn out and in. Turn out, turn in. Turn out, turn in. Back to neutral, all the way through the left leg. Now we turn the right out. Notice this is an opening gesture. So you've opened at the groin area, at the hips and the body, and then change the weight down through the right leg and then bring things back to neutral. So we don't quite close, but we come back to neutral. Put the weight in the left leg, open. So eventually that's what you want to think about when you're turning to the right or turning to the left. When it's opening and closing rather than turning your body clumsily. It's from inside you. You're going open and then closing back to neutral. And then open and closing back to neutral. So that's where we got equilibrium and balance and function. Open. And there's sort of a forward direction you can feel here. When you open and then you go into that leg, you can feel yourself energetically moving forward, right? So I've opened, and then when I go into this leg, it's as if I'm moving forward in space. Open and moving forward. And switch legs. Turn the left leg out. And change. Back to neutral. So it's opening and then neutral. Opening, neutral. Opening, neutral. Go around twice. So everything we've done so far are the fundamentals of getting anywhere, right? We haven't worked on going up and down stairs really, but it's all the same. It's all the same abilities and ability to keep equilibrium. Now, right leg, instead of turning out open, turning in closed. You can feel this sort of pinch closed position, and then put the weight into the right leg and bring the left foot to match it. We're back to neutral. So now this goes from neutral to closed and neutral. Closed, neutral. Closed, neutral. Go around twice. Neutral. Closed, neutral. Closed, neutral. Other leg, instead of turning open, we turn closed and then change to neutral. We've reoriented in space. Now I'm facing this way, I'm going to be facing this way now. And again. Don't underestimate the power of reorientation, right? Because it seems kind of simple. No one at a party will see you do this and go, wow, what an amazing thing you just did. But in terms of function, this is a huge deal. In terms of martial arts, in terms of sports, in terms of just getting anywhere, this ability to change where we're oriented and then either move backwards or forwards from there. Reorient. Getting to where you can do it swiftly from your middle, very loose and relaxed, and just going boom. Just boom. Just easy. Boom. Light and nimble. Now let's put those together for the full turnaround. So we go right foot, turn out, this open, We advance into the right leg and then turn and close. So now in 2 foot movements, I got 180 degrees. And then turn open and close. Go around 3 times. Don't get dizzy. Go slow enough and track with your eyes, right? You can look where you're going. Look to your right, sort of like you're following something that's running around behind you. And try to limit yanking on your body, right? See if you can get it to have a sort of constant panning, sort of like a good cameraman doing a panning of the room. You don't want it to go yank, yank, right? You want it to go smooth. So you use your footwork to provide that smooth rotation. Let's go the other way. So left foot turns out, I started turning, my right foot is empty, I pigeon toe it in, I'm turning. Left foot turns out, I'm turning. Right foot turns in, turn. Turn. Getting to where you can create a constant stream of rotation with a cappuccino cup on your head, not spilling it. How is that possible? Well, it is possible. Totally possible. Because of this soft, chingling nimbleness that we can sustain while we just change where the body weight is in the body. And turning back to face forward, hands together, rub the palms, rub the back of your right hand, rub the palms, back of your left hand, palms, and groin, inguinal crease area, the quad, the front of the hips, the hip flexors, around the gluteus medius minimus area to the tailbone, up from there onto the lumbar spine area and back muscles. And then, like our squat, stick your booty back, sink the booty, sweep the hands down the outside of the legs around to the inside, come up while standing, come up the inside to the navel, pause there, then go quad, groin area, hip flexors, tail, lumbar, yang channels, around yin channels to the navel, one more time, quad, hip flexors, sacrum, lumbar, outer channels, inner channels, navel, and then we go repeat on the same arm a few times. Outer arm, turn, inner arm, off, turn, outer arm, over the shoulder, down the inner arm, off. Let's get that to flow. Switch, outer arm, over the shoulder, turn, down the inner arm and off, outer, inner. Float the arms, soften the knees, put the weight a little bit into the balls of the feet and lift and lower your heels, quick and small. So it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Create a bounce. Now, Gail, notice your arms, you're holding them, release them. Let them bounce. They should have a noodly quality. They should go boing, 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 boing. And soft legs, thighs in, out, in, out, in. Do it small and fast. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So very small movement, in and out, in and out, in and out. So it's like a shaking. And relax. Then lift your left heel a little bit. Put that heel down while you lift your right heel. and then switch again. You want to do that small and fast. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, so that your booty cheeks kind of go like this, your tail kind of fishtails. Float your arms like so. Here's your rib cage. Your rib cage cuts in right like this, thereabouts. Here's your shoulder. There's this meat space right in here. So we want that space loose and shimmy. So when I do this, a lot of times people do this. See that is I'm stuck. The shimmy is shimmying from the space inside here. Shimmy. Wrists, forearms, arms, wing, roll, fold, and settle. And thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. See you on Friday if you show up. And if there are any questions, feel free to unmute and